And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, "If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout." And today we're currently featuring over 2,100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's KC9VKV followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical, more human nature, philosophical kinds of QSOs, such as one of my favorite segments called Something to Crow About, featuring Kenny and his master modulating rooster, Henry. You'll have to check it out. That's KC9VKV Highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim Fergusson's radio story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting. A 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is I have the actual audio masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows. Jim Fergusson's radio story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local audio receiver. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. In addition, 2 of the 3 may be rotated separately. They are selected by a 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented resonant dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant dipole runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today, we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Charlie, got a copy? Yes, Jim, I have a good copy. You're not too strong. A lot of daytime absorption. It's a beautiful, clear day like it was yesterday. The high temperature yesterday was 83, and at present time, it's 83 in the shade. And I was out there in the yard trying to get together with somebody else, trying to get things ready so that we can get the 40-meter quad back in shape. And I certainly got eaten alive by black flies. Our black fly season has started. The leaves are on some of the bushes are very lightly or smally, they are beginning to come out. But on the regular woods in the woods themselves, just barely starting. In a lot of cases, the leaves are not out. By the way, I have a very interesting recording to start with Jim Brakel, WA3FET, who will be at the Hamfest next weekend here. And I made a recording of him about a week ago from his home and also from a contest station. The contest station has a dipole at 180 feet above the immediate ground underneath. And at home he has a dipole at 60 feet. And when he's on at the same time, with the contest station, there is a delayed echo, a definite delay echo. I want to play that. And a week ago today, on the 6th of May, of course, 2022, I did work before. I worked a fellow down in Melbourne, Australia, which I played last week. I talked to a fellow on the eastern part of the North Island of New Zealand, and I'll try to get those across. So, Jim, if you're copying okay, it will roll away. K1GZL.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Everything is copacetic. You're 30 over on Milford, Roger.
Copacetic, you're 30 over on Milford, Roger.
Okay, Roger, Roger, and here it is. Now, here's Jim on the double echo.
Echo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only the, oh wait, I got the volume. There's only the mountain. That's only the mountain right there. And this is the home. This is the home station right here, Charlie. This is Lima Lima 3, Tango Tango. Just give me a couple of seconds, sir, and I'll come back to you. Roger. 3, Tango Tango. Madam. Excuse me. It is the first time we've worked, and I just had a look at your QRZ.com page. Man, oh man. How did you get around putting all those wires up and those poles and all the rest of it? You've got antennas everywhere there, man. It looks impressive, it really does, and it's obviously doing a fine job because your signal is a very, very strong 5.9 plus 1 point. So you're doing an excellent job there, Charlie. Go ahead. November Alpha Papa India Echo Romeo, and it's on the east coast of the North Island of New Zealand, and my name is Blue Bravo Lima Uniform Echo.
Okay, there we are, Jim. You could hear the background noise on 20 meters. There was that darn line noise. I just can't get rid of it. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Sorry about the mess up in the very beginning of Jim's echo. But no matter what I do, this does happen. Yeah, go ahead if you copy.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Well, I'm just wondering now, when Jim is feeding his contest station, is he using the internet and voice over IP? And could that be the reason for the delay, Roger?
The reason for the delay, Roger?
I'm not too sure exactly what's causing the delay. For one thing, he's going out on a completely different angle of radiation, and some of that may be coming back, and that, of course, would be traveling over a much longer distance, would be coming back from a lower angle, and then again, when at the same time, when he's on his own station, they're in near Stormsville, near State College. The two stations are about 25 miles apart, maybe 40 kilometers apart. And Jim would be coming directly up at about 47 degrees above the horizon to the ionosphere and down to me, whereas the other one, he might be going 200 or 300 miles, then hitting the ionosphere and backlashing all the way back. So that might be a difference, probably out in round trip, and maybe 500 or 600 miles. And then when they're both on at the same time, that would probably be the answer of what would cause the delay, Jim. Go ahead.
Roger, Roger. Well, it could be, but I think more if he's using VoIP, that delay is probably internet, because that, anytime you do a VoIP, there is a delay in time. It just is the way that internet works, and you can expect delays. Just like on our SDRs, sometimes there's as much as 3, 4, 5 seconds delay from reality, Roger.
Seconds delay from reality, Roger.
Yeah, but I'm not too experienced with the SDR itself, as I don't even have any knowledge, or do I have a computer here? so I'm a little bit lost on that. I did, when I first played this, I lost a little bit of the echo, but I've got it right now again, the echo on Jim.
And yes, I did get your voicemail and heard about had that lock button pressed. So, yep, I understand there. Yeah, you might give a signal report to Charlie.
Here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There probably is an echo on here now. Probably an echo. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only the. Oh wait, I got the volume. There's only the mountain. That's only the mountain right there. And this is the home. This is the home station right here, Charlie.
Okay, Jim, I hope that was better.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it demonstrates more. You know, his first transmissions were single, and then when he fired up his other station, obviously there was the delay echo, and like I say, I really think it's VoIP, but I could be wrong, Roger.
I think it's VoIP, but I could be wrong, Roger.
Okay, well, it's always interesting. You never know what you're going to run into with this hobby. So look, I'll sign with you. We'll try to catch you next week. We'll try to catch you next week, and we'll see what kind of propagation we have. And I should have Captain Mike. I think we're going to be working him Tuesday. On Tuesday, I think, I'm not certain, but it's maybe the 17th. He'll be flying from Sacramento, California to Philadelphia there on the Boeing 707, the Boeing, the 767, Boeing 767, and that could turn out to be a fairly good QSO. I usually pick him up in Wyoming or Nebraska or in that general area as he moves eastward, and at times his ground speed exceeds over 600 miles per hour if he has the tailwind. Okay, Jim, it's always wonderful to work you out there, and we certainly hope next week we have good propagation. And there goes my voice. KC9VKV, K1GZL. It's been great.
Roger, Charlie is 73 up that way, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Thanks for dropping by, as always. And just a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV. We're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And that'll take you to our Qso-Vlog page, where we're currently featuring over 2,100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. This recording will be cut number 1 in that series, regardless of what YouTube says. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical, more human nature, philosophical kinds of QSOs. And so without ado, let's go on and get our show opened up. Anybody got a radio that they want to check out, give me a shout.
If anybody's got a radio that they want to check out, give me a shout.
Or Whiskey Charlie Alpha.
The Whiskey Charlie Alpha station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call.
The Alpha station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call.
Very good. Kilowatt, India, number 4, Whiskey Charlie Alpha. It's Michael in Asheville, North Carolina. Over.
Roger, Michael. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Michael. And what radio are you running today, sir?
The rig today is an FTDX 5000 MP, and I'm running 100 watts. I'm using an antenna tuner that's restricted to only 120 PEP, so the radio's turned down pretty much permanently in software. Over.
Roger that. Well, gosh, if you're interested in our setup procedure, it would start by recognizing the fact that you would be in your 100 to 2900 bandpass mode. That's what we do recommend, 100 to 2900 on the bandpass. Roger?
100 to 2900 on the bandpass. Roger?
Oh, of course. That's where I have it set up. And I've adjusted it, as it were, to my taste. I've tested it extensively. It seems to be okay for rag chew, and yet it cuts through for DXing. I've had much more success with this setup for DXing than certainly the defaults were just utterly worthless. The microphone is just a simple desk mic, a condenser mic. It's the M70, and of course this radio equalizer, which causes some people to flip out, but I don't find it that hard to adjust. Over.
Roger, I think you've done a very good job at it. You have a lot of good articulation in the upper side of the audio spectrum, and it looks like your dynamic range is somewhere around 3 dB. That would be having to do with your ALC and mic gain, so you have mid-scale to 2/3 operation on your ALC. Roger?
2/3 operation on your ALC. Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I've run it right up towards the limit of the ALC. I actually adjust resistance to the microphone and voice level. I run it fairly hot, and I run as much compression as I can because I want as much mobile energy in the output as I can achieve. There's nothing more frustrating than working a station that has, they've got good articulation and everything, but without any compression at all. It makes it very hard to copy in noise. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, that's why we usually recommend a 3 on the compressor limiter, a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. A 3 is the same thing as a 6 without the suck-up. As far as actually working on the word, a 3 will do as much good as a 6. But when you run a 6 or above, you start having a suck-up between words, Roger.
You start having a suck-up between words, Roger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's no fun at all. Well, look, thank you very much, old man, for pulling me out of the noise, as it were. I hope I'm decent copy there in southern Indiana. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. This is Kilowatt India 4, Whiskey Charlie Alpha. I'm signing for now, my friend. Over.
Roger, Michael. I'm using my Georgia SDR for the receiver, and you're 8 dB above their noise level there. So a good signal, and like I say, your audio is just spot on there. Running, it looks like about 3 dB of dynamic range, and a lot of nice articulation in the upper bandpass of the audio chain. So 73, sir, thanks for dropping by. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call it or search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. This will be cut number 1 of a series of 2100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. This will be cut number 1, and we'll have it uplifted to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Uplifted to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Oh, very good. I look forward to that very much. Thank you so much, James, from Michael in Asheville. 73-year-old man. Enjoyed it.
Roger, Michael. 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Jim, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Kilo 4, Juliet Delta Alpha.
Kilo 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo 4, Juliet Delta Alpha. Name is Troy, T-R-O-Y. Atlanta area in Georgia. Over.
Troy in Georgia. Roger. And what radio are you running, Troy?
Roger. And what radio are you running, Troy?
Good afternoon. I am running a Kenwood TS590 Sierra Golf. Kenwood TS590 SG. And running it barefoot into a off-center fed dipole.
Roger, Roger, Troy. Well, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me a little bit more about your antenna system so I can listen to your audio, maybe find us a better path.
System so I can listen to your audio, maybe find us a better path.
Roger, Roger. Through a off-center fed dipole. Homemade dipole. 5 feet in length. Homemade dipole with a ballast and runner. And I built it back in 2018, shortly after I became ham, and have been running it ever since. It works pretty well and tunes quite nicely on my Kenwood TS590SD. Over.
Roger, Roger, Troy. Well, your audio looks pretty good. Just to check a few things here. Meaning your transferred bandpass running in the wide mode 100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
In the wide mode 100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. I believe I'm running 100 to 2800 bandpass, and yes, and I have my set at about 2/3 of the ALC, and I have my compressor set at 30 out of 100. Over.
Yes, sir, Troy. Now you want to get that bandpass 100 to 2900. It sounds like a small deal, but it really makes a difference in your audio characteristics on the top end. So your bandpass should be 100 to 2900 if your radio permits that, Roger.
100 to 2900 if your radio permits that, Roger.
Roger, Roger. I'm mistaken. It is 100 2900. I was looking at my DSP on the receive side. So sorry about that. Yes, 100 2900.
Roger, Roger, Troy. And you have your compressor set correct, 30 out of 100. And so the thing I would suggest would be now move to your equalizer page and maybe crank in about 3 clicks additional treble EQ boost.
In about 3 clicks additional treble EQ boost.
Roger, Roger. I have a number of bands. Let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Looks like 18 bands on my parametric equalizer. Which frequency should I be adjusting here? Over.
All right. Thing is, what you want to do is make sure everything between 400 and 1.2K are flat. Everything from 400 to 1.2K flat. And then we want to go to where you have closest to 2.6K. Can you see where you would have a 2.6K?
Can you see where you would have a 2.6K?
Roger, Roger. I have 2.4, 2.7, 2.1, and 3.0. Over.
Yes, sir. Can you shift the 2.4 to 2.6?
Yes, sir. Can you shift the 2.4 to 2.6?
Negative. I think I'm fixed at 2.4 kilohertz and 2.7 kilohertz. I can tweak those both up just a hair.
Alrighty. So you have a 2.4 and a 2.6. Is that 2.7? A 2.4 and a 2.7. Is that correct?
0.7. A 2.4 and a 2.7. Is that correct?
Roger, Roger. 2.4, 2.7.
All right. And you do not have a opening envelope. You cannot adjust the sharpness of that EQ curve, Roger. You can't make it a 4 or 6 or 7 curve balloon. Well, let's go to a 2.7K plus 4, 2.7K plus 4.
Plus 4, 2.7K plus 4.
Roger, Roger. 2.7K is plus 4. Over.
Alrighty, and then the 2.4, I think it was, be that plus 2.
4, I think it was, be that plus 2. at +2, over.
Alrighty, now I want you to go back anytime you make a change in your EQ or any thing along the way there in your audio chain. You need to go back to your ALC with the mic gain in hand and check that again. The word to use is audio, spoken as you would speak any other word in a QSO, audio, and then kind of drag the audio out, and that'll give you a perfect reading on your ALC meter, and you want that to be mid-scale to 2/3 and adjusted by way of mic gain control.
Scale to 2/3 and adjusted by way of mic gain control. Roger, roger. Audio, 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 audio. Alrighty, Roger, I think I've got my mic gain set.
Yes, sir, it looks good. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to leave your ALC meter out for the next week or so. And give you something to do as you're talking to other folks. I want you to look at your ALC meter as you speak and work on getting that meter in the sweet spot, which is halfway between mid-scale and 2/3. That's the actual sweet spot. And develop a relationship with your ALC that you can use your voice to put that ALC meter right in the sweet spot all the time. Roger?
Put that ALC meter right in the sweet spot all the time. Roger? Roger, roger. That sounds great, and I look forward to watching that and tweaking it as I go. I really appreciate the help, Jim, and thank you so much for doing this and providing this service to all of us amateurs. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, you're really clean. I'm just curious, do you have a foam windscreen on that mic?
I'm just curious, do you have a foam windscreen on that mic? Roger, roger. I'm using a in-red handset, and the mic does have a foam windscreen on it. Over.
All right. The best way to work that boom is move it out directly in front of you as far as it'll go, directly out in front, and at the last minute make that 90-degree turn. Roger?
In front, and at the last minute make that 90-degree turn. Roger? Roger, done. And does that sound any better? Over.
Sounds good. I want you to go back now to your ALC again. Always go back when you make any adjustments there. Go back to your ALC and again look for that mid-scale to 2/3 with audio.
See, and again look for that mid-scale to 2/3 with audio. 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 Okay, ALC adjusted. How does that sound there? Over.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Your dynamic range is 3 dB, whereas that's where we love it to be, and that will be true when you run your ALC mid-scale to 2/3. That gives you that 3 dB dynamic range, which means your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%, which is a nice full signal. You get past 3 dB as far as crunching the audio, and the words start to blur. So at 3 dB, the words are nice, crisp, clean, and no blur, and that's what you've got right now, Roger.
Clean and no blur, and that's what you've got right now, Roger. Roger, roger. I appreciate the help, and I will look to check back in the future and get another read on my. I really appreciate it. Over.
Roger, Troy. Thanks for dropping by, sir, and we'll have this, if you want to hear your audio, we'll have it posted up on YouTube by noon tomorrow. You go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. Roger?
By the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. Roger? Roger, KC9VKV, this is K4JDA, and again, appreciate the help, 73. Have a great weekend. Over.
Roger, Roger, Troy, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
And I've got to get my Milford SDR back online. I get carried away in conversation, and they decide that I'm expendable. So there you go. Let me just see here, make sure that we're on the right frequency. Sometimes, all right, there you go. We'll play their silly game. All right, now we're back on. There you go. And so if you have a radio you want to check out, this is KC9VKV listening.
Radio you want to check out?
Check, Milford.
Check, Milford.
Yes, Milford's there, but it's I got one more thing to do with it. When it comes back, it's not. The volume's not correct. I have to set the volume. Anyway, we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Oh, you want to check out? Give me a shout.
Today's propagation is not exactly perfect, to say the least, but we are trying to make do with what we got there, and obviously Mother Nature's going to decide what conditions we are going to operate on anyway, so it doesn't do any good to cry. This is KC9VKV, if you have a radio listening right now.
This is KC9VKV. Right now. Jim, there's somebody in there trying to get your attention there. It's his K4JLB, but there's somebody in there giving you a shout. You must not be able to hear them.
I'm running 4 internet SDRs plus 3 vertical magnetic loops. Go around the horn again. Station calling. Try again for a little while there, and let me run and see if I can find a better path for us.
While there, and let me run and see if I can find a better path for us.
I'm sorry, I thought I heard you there a couple of times, but you're really right at my noise level, it appears to be. And, you know, the thing I usually say is, if, you know, of course, I realize conditions are not very good today, but, you know, the better antenna you have, the better off you will be. And I say, you know, if somebody's running 100 watts in the eastern part of the United States, and I cannot copy them on 4 internet SDRs or 3 magnetic loops at different stages of aim, you know, maybe you might want to consider another antenna. Because it just doesn't seem to be getting out. Now, you know, I realize there's all kinds of variations, and you could be running east-west when you should be running north-south for me or whatever. I realize those things, but by and large, you know, you might consider a great antenna, which is what we run here, and it's called a resonant dipole antenna. With a resonant dipole antenna, you can get that SWR down, way down. I mean, like a 0.05, you know, absolutely nothing. So you don't have to use an antenna tuner to run it. You adjust your frequency to a band, you know, a mid-frequency in the band that you want to operate on, so you can go to either edge of the band and not have much buildup of SWR, and it's just a very efficient antenna. So my suggestion would be for a resonant dipole antenna. But anyway, this is KC9VKV. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VKV, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo 4, Hotel Sierra Golf.
Kilo 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo 4, Hotel Sierra Golf.
Hotel Sierra Golf, Roger, Roger. And what's the name there?
Hotel Sierra Golf, Roger, Roger. And what's the name there?
Name here is Steve, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo. I'm located in eastern Kentucky, a little town called Webbville, and I'm running an old FT101 Echo.
101 Echo, is that a Roger?
101 Echo, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger, Roger.
All right, Steve, if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you checking out your transmit bandpass. Now, I'm not sure about that 101, but we're looking for that to be in the 100 to 2900 ballpark as far as your transmit bandwidth. Roger?
Ballpark as far as your transmit bandwidth. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Have you got a means of telling me what I'm set in?
No, I don't. You should. It's on your radio. Should be in settings. Should be in settings, Roger. But let me just give you a note to check that. You want to run that radio, if possible, in the 100 to 2900 bandwidth, or the widest bandwidth that radio will do if it can't get up to 2900. Roger?
That radio will do if it can't get up to 2900. Roger?
Roger, Roger. Well, there aren't any settings on this radio. I mean, it's ancient, so there's not any settings on it. The only way I can adjust that would be, I think, with my mic gain over.
No, it's just, modern radios have usually 3 different selections. But check your book to be sure you don't have a transmit bandwidth setting. So following that, we would go to your compressor processor, engaged, and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Your compressor processor on, and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
And at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Alrighty, so you do have that now?
Alrighty, so you do have that now?
Yep, check my bandwidth and the processor on, and it's 30 out of 100.
All right, now let's move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, spoken as just another word in your Qso vocabulary, don't stress it real hard, just audio. And you adjust that with your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC meter by way of mic gain control as you say the magic word audio.
Gain control as you say the magic word audio.
Audio. I think there's something wrong with my meter. Well, what does audio. Okay, I got it.
All right, I think you might have been stressing the word too hard. Try it just as in conversation audio, conversation audio. That would be the way to set that, Roger?
That would be the way to set that, Roger?
Okay, audio. Okay, I'm in good shape there.
Yes, sir, that looks really good. Now, let's go to your equalization page, Roger.
Go to your equalization page, Roger?
Okay.
All right, and what we want to do is pump up treble EQ by 3 clicks from where you are. 3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
Give me that again. This is KK4HSD, by the way. Give me that again.
Yes, sir. Go to your equalization page, Roger.
Equalization page, Roger.
I'm not sure on that. I don't have any pages.
Okay. Well, let me give you a note to check out. This would be if to find out if that radio's got an equalizer in it, and if so, we want you to increase the treble EQ by 3 clicks from where you are. So you would get your book out or go to the internet and see if that radio has an equalizer and how to get to it, and then we want to punch up the treble EQ plus 3 from where you are. Roger?
Plus 3 from where you are. Roger?
Roger. Plus 3 from where I'm at. Okay.
Yes, sir. And we'll be posting this up on YouTube, so if you want to hear where your radio is, at the moment, we'll go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, and that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of a series of 2100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
We'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow.
And your call sign is KC9 and the suffix?
Victor, Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor.
Victor, Kilo Victor.
Okay, I got you. Victor, Kilo Victor. All right. Well, I appreciate that. One more. The main question on this is lining up the transmit, receive, and I'm hoping that I'm in good shape there. Over.
How do you mean lining up, sir? What do you mean by that?
Lining up, sir. What do you mean by that?
My transmit frequency would be the same as my receive frequency.
Yes, sir. Should be, unless you're using a clarifier or split VFOs or whatever. But you're dead on frequency in the transmit mode, and I should sound like $1 million on your receive if you're in calibration.
Right. Yeah, it does have a clarifier. I don't have it on, but your voice sounds great, and I'm hoping that I'm... Oh, by the way, what frequency are you transmitting on?
Try that again. I missed the last.
What frequency are you transmitting on?
7188. 7188. Roger?
7188. Roger?
Roger. I got you. Okay. Well, and what's your name?
Name here is Jim, Juliet, India, Mike. Roger?
Jim, Juliet, India, Mike. Roger?
Jim, I appreciate you helping me. I appreciate this very much. This is a silent key radio out of the state, and I've been working on
frequencies in use.
Up and running again.
Frequencies in use.
Probably haven't been used in years and years and years. So that's the situation here, Jim.
Roger, Steve. Well, you got that percolating just fine there. You find out if you've got an EQ page and crank in those 3 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are, and it'll sound even better. Roger?
Roger.
Roger. I sure appreciate it, Jim. Thanks so much. Take care for what you
Roger, Steve. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Hey, Jim. Danny here, W4YDD.
Station calling, give me your call sign again, slowly phonetically.
Yes, sir. Whiskey 4, Yankee, Delta.
Roger, and what was the name?
The name here is Danny. Go ahead.
Roger, Danny, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm located in a little town called Maryville, Tennessee, 20 miles south of Knoxville. Go ahead.
Roger, and what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm running a FTDX 101D.
FTDX 101D, Roger?
Roger, that is correct. And a microphone is a 781 Howell, and I don't know if I've got her dialed in right or not, Jim. I've been trying to catch you on here. You've helped a couple of my friends before. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm looking at your signal now. You have a 3 dB dynamic range, which is just perfect as far as loudness. Just absolutely perfect, and you have a lot of articulation in your audio, so that's good too. So I think you're good to go, Roger.
I think you're good to go, Roger. Roger, I'm running my process level on 15. When I'm on my amplifier, I don't know. It just seems to. Everybody says it sounds better when I run it lower, but you know how here everybody's got their own opinion.
Yes, sir. It sounds to me like it's just perfect. I don't hear it sucking up. Now, I'm assuming that your compression is from 0 to 100. Is that a Roger?
From 0 to 100. Is that a Roger? Roger, it is, sir.
Yes, sir. And usually we say 30 out of 100, but yours sounds just choice right now. They're right. You are just perfect right where you are. I wouldn't change a thing. Get the Gorilla Tape and taper it down.
Change a thing. Get the Gorilla Tape and taper it down. Roger, would you like me to put it to 30 if it improves?
No, sir. No, you're just perfect right there.
No, you're just perfect right there. Well, I appreciate it then. If coming from you, that really means something to me there. I watch your videos all the time there, and I appreciate what you do helping people there. So if you tell me it's great, I'm putting a nail in it.
Yes, sir. I'm looking at your audio on a VU meter, and a VU meter can tell you a lot, not only just level, but it ballistically can tell you what the compression level is, or the dynamic range, if you would, just by the way the meter hangs. An unprocessed audio just fluctuates like a VU meter, but when you start getting it fatter and fatter and fatter, it doesn't move like that anymore. It kind of hangs, in between like 1 and 1.5 up to 0 level. So you're just perfect there.
You're just perfect there. Well, I won't keep you then any longer, Jim, and I sure appreciate you taking time to help me, and awful good hearing you. I hope my audio sounds half as good as yours there, and I'll let you help someone else. This is Danny in East Tennessee, W4YDD. Thank you, Jim.
Yes, sir. Danny 73, sir. And if you want to hear your great audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, it will take you to this recording. This will be cut number 1 of 2100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger? Roger, will you give me your call once more? I've got a kind of a hearing impairment. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, what was it?
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. And again, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor.
Victor Kilo Victor. Yes, sir, I got it that time, Jim, and I'll listen to that there. Appreciate your help, and I'll let you assist someone else, buddy.
Roger, Danny 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
A radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Check in.
Station calling. Try again. Give me your call sign slowly phonetically.
Give me your call sign slowly phonetically.
Victor Echo 3 Juliet Echo Alpha. That's VE3JEA. Canada calling, over.
Roger, JEA, and what's the name there?
JEA, and what's the name there?
The name here is Gary, Golf America Radio Yankee. Gary, and the location is southwest, near London, Ontario, or you want another way to find us, is we're about halfway between Detroit, Michigan, and Buffalo, New York. So right across the lake from Cleveland, Ohio. Over.
Roger, Gary. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Gary. And what radio are you running today, sir?
The rig, is that what you asked about?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I don't have my hearing aids in, and I can't hear that well. We're running the ICOM 7300 right now, about 100 watts, into a Dipole G5RV, up about 50 feet, center fed with ladder lines down to a balun and then coax into the shack. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, are you fairly familiar with your radio?
Are you fairly familiar with your radio?
Yeah. I'll have to say no. It still has lots of buttons on it that I'm not really familiar with. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, let me just give you an idea there that your audio is very upper mids. Doesn't have a lot of bottom to it. Could use a little more bottom. So I would suggest, you can take a note on this and then crank it in at your leisure, that you go to your equalization page and crank in 2 clicks bass EQ. 2 clicks additional EQ from where you are. 2 clicks bass EQ boost. Roger?
Bass EQ boost. Roger?
Okay, fine. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Well put, and I'll look it up right now. Thank you very much, and I didn't get your name. We have your call. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, but I missed your name. Over.
Roger, Gary. The name here is Jim, Juliet India Mike. And we are recording now till 5. And if you would like to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, it will take you directly to this recording. And we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
By noon tomorrow. Roger?
Thank you very much, Jim. We'll let you continue on with other stations that want to talk with you. I can see why. You're a good operator. I wish you good luck. Have a good evening and lots of good contacts. Best 7-3, over.
Yes, sir, Gary, and you have a good signal coming out of Canada. Be proud of that. 73, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Whiskey
That whiskey station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
There was a whiskey station, give me a call there. Come back slowly phonetically with your call.
Come back slowly phonetically with your call.
Well, I went around the horn, so maybe it was a fluke. Anyway, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Aircheck recording, and we are recording now live till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilowatt Delta 4, Hotel Papa Radio.
Hotel Papa Radio. Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Papa Radio. Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Roger, Roger. Name is Jack. Juliet Alpha Charlie Kilo. And the call is Kilowatt Delta 4, Hotel Papa Romeo. And I'm located in Prestonburg, Kentucky there, Roger.
Roger there, Jack. And what radio are you running, sir?
Jack, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm currently running a old Kenwood 850, Kenwood 850. Last week I finally got around to putting up which is about 25 miles away from where I live. And that's the old
850 retirement, out of retirement, and brought it down here and hooked it up. Thought I'd use it in the cabin there till I got something else. I'm still running the bass in the other county, but running a Kenwood 850 with an MC60 microphone. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, Jack, I've got you on my local antenna at the moment, and you sound really good. It could use a little more top-end EQ if you know where your equalization page is. +3 clicks boost to treble EQ from where you are.
You say I could use a little bit more EQ?
A little more top-end treble EQ, like a 3 clicks boost from where you are.
Yeah, Roger. Well, this particular radio doesn't have an EQ built into it, Roger.
Alrighty, so then I would suggest that you work that microphone about 2 inches further back than where you are. Work that mic about 2 inches further back, and let's see if we can get it a little brighter.
Okay. This is a fairly sensitive mic, and I have the mic gain on about, looks like about 1. But I sit back now, I'm probably about a foot away from the mic. Did that clear it up any over?
That's too far. I would say 6 inches, about half that. Roger?
Okay, I moved up about half that right there. Did that clear it up any?
Yes, it's sounding better. It's got a little more treble relationship to boost, to bass. It's got a little more treble in it running that way. You know, there's a thing called proximity effect, and that is the closer you work a microphone, the bassier it's going to sound. So, you know, radios that do not have EQ can do a world of audio equalization just by the way the person works the microphone. And I think your situation is probably about 6 inches away would be ideal. Roger?
Roger on that. Well, thanks for the input. And I'm down here in the basement, and it's probably got the hollow room effect also, Roger.
Well, that's why I wanted you to work 6 inches as opposed to a foot, because you're right. It started to come up, but at 6 inches, it's not very noticeable, so I would run it that way. Now, what I want you to do is to go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and I want you to say the word audio, and a normal audio conversation level, not to really stress it, but just audio, and look at your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and you want that ALC meter to be running mid-scale to 2/3, and you put it there by saying the word audio and adjusting your mic gain. Roger?
Roger on that. We're running audio. The ALC shows to be just about where it should be working right there, Roger.
Yes, sir. That looks really good right there. I would run it just like that. Get the Gorilla Tape and taper it down.
Yeah, probably could use a different, maybe a studio mic may help it some. But anyway, I hear someone else wanting to get in there and chat with you, and I heard you in there. Thought I'd say howdy to you there, Roger.
Yes, sir. I don't think you need another microphone. That microphone is just fine. Now, I did hear a little clanking. You might want to work that push to talk situation just a little bit more easier, you know, because I am hearing some noise there when you key and unkey the mic. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Are you familiar with the MC60 microphone?
It's a desk mic, is that a Roger or no?
Yeah, it's a desk mic, and it's amplified. And I really don't prefer amplified microphones on sideband, Roger.
Well, you know, what you want to do is get to that 3 dB dynamic range, and that's accumulation of a slight amount of compression and then running your ALC in that mid-scale to 2/3 mode. But the thing is that you want to be sure that you're not overloading your radio front end. So ideally, you would want to set your internal microphone level control at somewhere around a 4 or 5, you know, and then adjust your external mic gain to make that work on your ALC. And that way you'll be sure that you're not overdriving your mic input level. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Well, this particular mic doesn't have a setting on it where you can adjust it. I have to adjust it with the mic gain on the radio.
Yes, sir. Well, it sounds good. I don't hear any distortion, so I think it's working out for you, Roger.
Okay, really appreciate that. It sounds like that you've got me on track.
Yes, sir. Well, you got yourself on track, buddy. It sounds really good. And if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. It will take you right to this recording, and it'll be cut number 1 of some 2,100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings, and we'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow.
Could you repeat that one more time, please?
Yes, sir. The call is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Repeat, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor.
Roger, Roger. Okay, thank you, and I'll check it out. I wanted you to repeat it because I wanted to record it on my phone. I didn't get it written down, so I just recorded it, and that way I'll have it.
Yes, sir, provided the creeks don't rise. 73, Jack.
Hey, speaking of the creek rising, it did rise here this week. We had substantial rain. I don't know if I asked you what your name and location was before I let you go.
Yes, sir. Name here is Jim, Juliet, India, Mike. And we're located just across the creek from Louisville, Kentucky. We're on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, on the right at Louisville. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Okay. I know right where you are. You pretty close where I-64 crosses the river there?
We're probably about 3 miles from there.
Okay. I got you pretty well located then. Okay, Jim. Thanks for the input and good luck down there, neighbor. 73's from Eastern Kentucky, KD4HPR.
Roger, Roger, Jack, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Beautiful. Jim, I'd like to give Jack a call.
Somebody, something about a fault or something? What was that?
Something about a fault or something? What was that?
KC9VKV. This is Gary, VE3JEA, and with your permission, I'd like to give Jack, the Kentucky station, a call and take him on frequency. Over.
Sure, go ahead.
And Jack, Kilo Delta 4, Hotel Papa Romeo, KD4HPR. Here is Victor Echo 3, Juliet Echo Alpha, VE3JEA. The name is Gary. How copy, over?
Hey, Jim, this is your frequency. This station is calling me, and I probably need to ask you for a
Roger, he wants to move you off frequency, so if you copy him, go ahead.
Gary, what frequency? Well, I'm talking a little loud there and got my ALC out of whack. Which frequency you want to QSY to?
Well, I don't know. I haven't listened around too much. Let's go up 5, and one by one after that, I'll give you a call. Over.
Okay, KD4HPR, QSY. Thanks, Jim.
Roger, Roger, 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Got about 20 minutes till 5. We turn into Pumpkin at 5 o'clock, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. And we've been around the horn there once or twice. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out there, give me a shout.
Uniform Oscar India.
Kilo Delta 6 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Delta 6 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
This is Kilo Delta 6, Uniform Oscar India, Eastern Tennessee. And just had a check for
Uniform Oscar India, this is KC9VKV. Come back with your name, please.
KV, come back with your name, please.
Name Tango Oscar Delta Delta. And if I could get a signal check, over.
Copy, Todd. Roger, Todd. And what's your location, sir?
Copy, Todd. Roger, Todd. And what's your location, sir?
Eastern Tennessee. Bristol, Tennessee. Over.
Roger, Roger. Bristol, Tennessee. And Todd, what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Roger. Bristol, Tennessee. And Todd, what radio are you running today, sir?
I'm currently talking to you on an IP7300, 100 watt with a 66-foot platform.
All right, Todd, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you verifying that you're in the 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass. Do you know where that adjustment is, to just double check to be sure you are in that wide mode, Roger?
Check to be sure you are in that wide mode, Roger.
Could you repeat your last?
Yes, sir. It has to do with your transmit bandpass at running 100 to 2900. If you know where your bandpass adjustments are, you should be 100 to 2900. If not, just take note, and then you can crank it in at a later time. But we want that radio to be in the 100 to 2900 bandpass. Roger?
Radio to be in the 100 to 2900 bandpass. Roger?
Let me look that up real quick.
Roger, you can do that, or you can just take notes and we can press on, Roger.
Roger, you can do that, or you can just take notes and we can press on, Roger.
Yeah, here it goes.
All right, so you've got the note on the 100 to 2900 bandpass adjustment. So next would be the compressor processor. We want it engaged and at a 3. For that 7300, you should be sitting on a 3 on your compressor processor on. Roger?
On a 3 on your compressor processor on. Roger?
Yeah, QSL.
All right, now move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, and not overemphasize, but just say the word audio in a normal Qso mode level, then with mic gain in hand, adjust your ALC meter to where it reads mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
C meter to where it reads mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I'm a little low on it right now. Okay, at this time I'm at 75% on mic gain, over.
Yes, sir. Not really interested in the mic gain itself, but only how the mic gain affects your ALC meter. The ALC meter is the important thing. So as you say the word audio in a Qso level, audio, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
C meter is running between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I'm really high on it. So just there, audio. How about now, over?
Yes, sir. So the ideal sweet spot is absolutely mid position between mid-scale and 2/3. Sweet spot is between those two, but you can't just hover on that one place. So we say, get your ALC meter moving between mid-scale and 2/3 as you say the word audio.
And 2/3 as you say the word audio.
Yeah, roger that. Audio. Is up to 50% on the ALC, over.
Okay, we want it to be slightly past that. Mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
That mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3, roger.
Yeah, my ALC, it only goes halfway on the scale, over.
Well, yeah, but you want to stay mid-scale on the ALC meter, roger?
Yeah, but you want to stay mid-scale on the ALC meter, roger?
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, I'm staying there, midway. Staying there midway, over.
Yes, so I'm looking at your audio. It does seem now to be a 3 dB dynamic range, which is exactly where we want it to be. Now, move to your equalization, your transmit sideband equalization, and we want +3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
And we want +3 clicks boost treble EQ from where you are.
I don't know where I find my equalization at, over.
All right, just let me give you notes then. When you find out where your equalization page is, we want to advance the treble EQ by 3 clicks boost from where you are. +3 clicks boost from where you are on treble EQ.
+3 clicks boost from where you are on treble EQ.
Yeah, QSL, we just have to take them out, because I don't know where that's located on this radio.
Yes, sir. Well, your book will tell you all about that. That's the point. You've got to know your radio. I just tell you what it needs. You've got to crank the stuff in. So, it's just a matter of looking in your book or consulting the internet to find out how to get to your equalization page on the 7300. Then just crank in 3 clicks treble EQ boost, roger?
Then just crank in 3 clicks treble EQ boost, roger?
Yeah, roger that. Roger that.
All righty, Todd, and I think we'll have it there when you get all that cranked in. If you would like, give me a shout next Friday and let me hear you with the stuff cranked in, roger?
Next Friday, and let me hear you with the stuff cranked in, roger?
Yeah,
All right, Todd, and if you want to hear your audio now, today, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 of some 2,100 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. We'll have it uploaded to YouTube by tomorrow at noon.
We'll have it uploaded to YouTube by tomorrow at noon.
And all right, Todd, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, roger?
All right, Todd, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, roger?
Roger, Todd. I think you have been stolen by gypsies. Anyway, we're about to turn into a pumpkin here at 5 o'clock. Got about 15 minutes to go. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Minutes to go. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Well, nothing hurts, so let me work this in. Time for another thrilling edition of Adventures in Radioland. Today's topic is a classic from a few years back. It's more philosophical than technical in nature, and it's all about hasty decisions. Much to everyone's chagrin, including my own, I've recently begun riding a bike again, exercising for better health, as it were. This was not an easy decision for me to make, however, for I am now a few years older than when I last rode. But alas, after a 3-year bike riding vacation, well, my doctors have a way of expressing it: use it or lose it, to which they are referring to my life. So when something is explained so simplistically, it is hard to argue the merits. But you can always find 1,000 reasons why you can't ride right at the moment, and then you wind up putting it off till later, and then later, oh, it's just too late. So I have learned you have to be absolutely committed. I repeat, you have to be absolutely committed to making that bike ride. Change of scene. 2 days earlier, as I was getting ready to make my afternoon bike ride, I happened to notice a few fragments of roof batting insulation laying on the ground. This got my attention for a moment, but this was bike riding time, so off I went. Well, the next afternoon, as I was preparing for my bike ride, I found a great deal of roof batting insulation laying on the ground, and I mean bunches of batting. And then I recalled that earlier, when my neighbor had brought over some great new soup he had just made to share with us, he mentioned he had heard some strange sounds coming from the gutter area near the corner of my house. So here I am now, ready to go bike riding with my safety helmet on and pushing the bike out towards the road. So, gosh, I stop, put the kickstand down, go get the ladder, and go take a look at this area. I still have my helmet on. Well, it's birds, spring birds, trying to find some neat place to make a nest. And now I had just finished repairing a hole in the soffit on the other side of the house that raccoons had made in the roof they had torn through, to which more spring birds had used to make a nest. I had tried to be very careful, however, to be sure that all the birds were off before I sealed that hole up. But that was then and this is now, and I need to get on with my bike ride. I don't have time to play games with these troublemaking spring birds. I don't care if I ever hear a bird chirp again. They're just plain, pains in the whatever. And then I take a page from their playbook. It is Mother Nature's code, survival of the fittest. And I am the fittest, and I'm going to seal up that hole and get on with my bike ride. But as I'm sealing up the hole, I thought I might have heard a small sound, a small knocking sound coming from inside that sealed up area. But then again, maybe I didn't. Maybe I don't care. I'm getting out of here, and I'm getting on with my bike ride. Survival of the fittest and all. Meanwhile, the next morning, I thought to myself, did I really say I don't care if I ever hear a bird chirp again? Wow. What if it were me sealed away in that tomb where I couldn't hear a bird or anything? Did I really hear something from within that hole after I'd sealed it up? Realizations came flooding in. Animals live by nature's survival of the fittest code. But not man. Man lives to a higher code that involves rationalizing, reasoning, love, hate, and guilt, which was weighing heavily on my heart. I knew I had heard something. I knew there was a bird trapped inside that sealed-off tomb. And yes, what if I were he and he were I? Would he come back to save my soul? No, he wouldn't, because animals aren't equipped with guilt. But man is, and mine was pulling heavy. I realized the downside of making hasty decisions is when you come to regret them later. The next thing I knew, I was out at that sealed-up hole, breaking and making tapping sounds on the wood below the sealed area. And I noticed there was a small hole underneath that area, and there, just for a moment, I thought I saw something, a movement. It was something large, but what? I made the hole bigger and tapped some more, and then I saw it. A beak, a head, and some body. The bird tried to make it through the hole, but the hole was just too small. I said, "Go back, birdie, and I'll make the hole larger," to which he did, and I did. This went on for 2 or 3 times, and during that time I remember thinking, what a moment of trust. That bird knew I was trying to save him, and I knew I was trying to save myself from a hasty decision. And I was hoping God knew there was still hope for the both of us. Finally, that trapped spring bird flew free to spread God's song of hope once again. And I have found the worst decision you can make is that hasty decision that you come to regret. And Lord, I realize it was truly a godsend from you to give me the time and opportunity to correct that hasty bad decision before it was too late. Thank you, Lord. Amen. And that was a little piece called Hasty Decision. So, and they can take all different forms. But the bad part is when you grow to realize that you made the wrong decision in haste. This is KC9VKV. We have 5 minutes before 5, at which time we turn into a pumpkin. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give me a shout. KV, this is November 9er, Sierra, India Uniform. Over.
November 9er, Sierra Station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
Station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
November 9er, Sierra, India Uniform. Over.
Sierra India Uniform, roger. And what's the name there?
Sierra India Uniform, roger. And what's the name there?
My name is Bob, and I have a SC891, and someone gave me a microphone for it. They had a surplus one. J97. Are you familiar with that? Over.
Bob, is that your name, Roger?
Bob, is that your name, Roger?
Yes, that's correct. Over.
Roger, Bob, and where are you located, sir?
Roger, Bob, and where are you located, sir?
Roger, copy Indiana, and your radio's in 891, Roger?
Roger, copy Indiana, and your radio's in 891, Roger?
That is correct. On this rig, and just wanted to know how maybe the setting on your end, over.
Well, I don't have that good a copy on you, Bob, but let's go through the setup procedure and see how close you are. The first thing is that we suggest you run that radio in the 100 to 2900 bandpass mode. 100 to 2900. Are you familiar? Are your settings to get to your bandpass and make sure you're in the 100 to 2900 mode?
And make sure you're in the 100 to 2900 mode?
Set up on that, over.
Okay, so you are in the 100 to 2900 mode?
Okay, so you are in the 100 to 2900 mode?
That's Roger.
Alrighty, now it sounds like you might be running your compressor a little hard. What we suggest is a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 setting on the compressor processor, Roger?
Setting on the compressor processor, Roger?
Okay, I'll try that. This is something we could do like I had no idea how it sounds through any station, over.
Yeah, it sounds like your compressor is fighting you. It sounds like you must be up around an 8, 9, 10 or something like that. What you want to do is make that compressor a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We just wanted to hit that lightly. Otherwise, you got it sucking up between your words, and you don't want that. So ideally, 100 to, 30 out of 100 or 3 out of 10. Roger?
30 out of 100 or 3 out of 10, Roger?
Reset it. Is this making a difference, over?
Yes, sir. It doesn't seem like it's about to bite you in the butt now. So I think we have it under control. Now, what I want you to do is move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, spoken just as you would say any other word in the QSO, don't stress it, just say it, audio. With mic gain in hand, I want you to adjust your ALC to mid-scale to 2/3 as you say the word audio. Roger?
2/3 as you say the word audio, Roger?
Does that look mid-scale to 2/3 to you? It's important that you have it on up there. It's past mid-scale up to 2/3, Roger?
Past mid-scale up to 2/3, Roger?
All right, Bob, I want you to tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds. I'm going to look around and see if I can find a better path and listen to your audio also, Roger?
Better path and listen to your audio also, Roger?
Okay, very good. 55 feet of almost invisible wire.
off the top of my chimney on my house to a coal stuck in the backyard over to a train in my backyard. And I'm 11.2 for cover.
Roger, Bob. Okay, so I want you to go to your equalization page now, if you would, and I want you to crank in a little more top-end EQ. Go to your EQ page, treble EQ boost, 3 clicks from where you are. Treble EQ boost, 3 clicks from where you are. Roger?
Boost 3 clicks from where you are. Roger? Okay, stand by.
Yes, sir. Now, I want you to double-check to be sure on your compressor input. Sounds like that compressor is really active, and it shouldn't be that active if you have it set at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger? So double-check that compression input levels control.
Check that compression input levels control. What I will do, this is a powered mic. I may want to turn the sensitivity down a little bit.
All right. Thing to do then would be turn your mic gain down and turn your radio gain to 5. That, you know, ideally, if you have your radio gain set to 5, then adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Follow that?
ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Follow that? Yes, I'll give that a try, sir. Thank you.
Yes, and you can do that now? All right. Again, that compressor, what I want you to do first, though, is double-check your compression level, and that it is, the input level is sitting at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, depending on how your nomenclature is on your input level control to the compressor processor.
Is on your input level control to the compressor processor. I reset it. It was 7 now. Over.
Okay, that compressor processor, we want it at a 3. A 3. Roger, Roger, a 3 out of 10. Roger?
3. Roger, Roger, a 3 out of 10. Roger?
Okay, I wish I had a better copy on you. What I want you to do is just key your mic. Don't say anything. Key your mic for 3 seconds and then back off.
Don't say anything. Key your mic for 3 seconds and then back off.
Yeah, compressor is way too active. So take that compression down. Just take the compressor out of the circuit. You know, that compression is not should not be doing that at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. That's a minimum setting, and I should not be hearing that suck up. So it's running much too hot for some reason.
So it's running much too hot for some reason. Okay, very good. I'll reset and stand by 1.
Yeah, just pull the compressor out of the circuit. Pull it out of the circuit. Let me hear you without the compressor.
Pull it out of the circuit. Let me hear you without the compressor. This is N9SIU. Is this any better?
Okay, so the compressor's out of the circuit. I want you to key the mic for 3 seconds. Don't say anything, and then unkey.
Key the mic for 3 seconds. Don't say anything, and then unkey.
All right, it took it a little longer to expand, so maybe we're probably okay where we are there. Why don't you give me 10 seconds and tell me the best thing you like about your radio, Roger?
Seconds and tell me the best thing you like about your radio, Roger? Well, I have a small space in the house for This is one that I received for Christmas a couple of weeks ago. My wife gave me, and it seemed to work out okay. And I plan on taking it when we go west later on this summer.
Alrighty, so now take your compressor out of the circuit and let me hear you for 10 seconds and tell me again about your antenna system.
Set with the balance, well, really an unknown, and my LBG Z11K2.
All right, Bob, I'm looking at your audio, and you still have a 3 dB dynamic range, so I don't think you need that compressor processor. Just keep it out of the circuit. It is out now, and it was out that last transmission. Roger? Repeat that again, please.
Looks like I'm making some progress. Over.
Well, if you're listening to what I'm saying, your last transmission, well, not the last one, but the one before that, where you were telling me about your antenna, the compressor was out of the circuit. Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. No compression.
Okay, so, gosh. That's when you key, your audio level is really up there. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Do you have a pretty good copy on me?
I have an excellent copy on you.
All right, so let's do something here. Do you have a manual control on the microphone itself?
Yes, I do, but I'll have to get a little screwdriver to make the adjustment.
Alrighty, do you have a little screwdriver handy? See, right now it sounds like you're about to take off into space. You know, it's just cranking too hard. And I'm thinking maybe that compression is coming from your microphone, so we need to maybe back off on that, and hopefully that will reduce the compression. You don't have a switch for compressor on or off on that microphone, Roger?
That's a Roger. I do not have a compression switch on the microphone. I'm going to make a little adjustment and see if this makes any difference. Stand by one.
Okay, before you do that, tell me what your internal mic gain is setting at the moment.
It looks like it might be a level 10. I think I might want to back that down just a little bit.
It's what level out of what? Is it a 0 to 10 or 0 to 100 mic level? What is it?
It's a 0 to 10. I'll reset. I'll back it down.
All right, what I want you to do is reset your internal mic gain to a 5. I want you to reset your internal mic gain to a 5. Roger, Roger?
That's a Roger.
And let me know when you get that.
This is M9SIU.
Okay, so your internal mic gain is set at 5, Roger?
That's a Roger.
All right, so now I want you to use your screwdriver and start. One other thing before you do that, with your mic gain set at 5, I want you to go back to your ALC, say the word audio, and see if you're still mid-scale to 2/3 there. It is, well, you can only do that by transmitting and saying the word audio. So transmit, say the word audio, and look to see where that meter is.
Audio.
So that looked like mid-scale to 2/3? All right, so thing is, now with your little screwdriver, I want you to turn down that mic pot and see where your compression goes.
This is N9FIU. With help, I started halfway.
Your internal mic gain, your mic gain itself, the gain on your microphone is at a 5?
Yes, that's at a 5.
All right, so just key your mic, don't say anything for 3, and then back off. Roger, Roger. Looks a lot better. Like I say, I don't have the best copy on you, but at least I didn't hear it sucking up. So now what I want you to do is go back to your ALC and see if you're still mid-scale to 2/3.
Audio. It looks like I'm a little bit less than what I had before. Just slightly less than that. Over.
All right, so turn your internal mic gain up to about a 6. Turn your internal mic gain up to about a 6 and check it.
Audio. This is N9FIU. It's about halfway.
Roger, Roger. Okay, and we have your internal compressor processor out of the circuit, right? Your compressor processor is out of the circuit, Roger?
Roger, Roger. Not using it at all. I have it set down to 0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, and do you have an out? Can you actually put it out, or you just turned it down to 0, Roger?
And that seems, hopefully it's working okay. This is usually set up for a hand mic that goes with the radio itself. So I kind of thought that it would be a different type of setting with a guest mic that has an amplifier in it. Over.
Well, if the microphone only did amplification, it would be one thing, but I think that microphone is also giving you some compression, and the more you turn it up, the more compression it's giving you. So I think right now we've kind of compromised with it to get it down to where it's a livable situation. Now before that gain was chasing you, and between words you could hear it sucking up, and so now it's not near as bad, Roger.
Sucking up, and so now it's not near as bad, Roger.
Okay, very good. I'm also stepping back a little bit farther from the mic. I'm used to using hand mics. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, but always go back to your ALC to be sure that your level is correct, and you want that level to be mid-scale to 2/3. And it's very important that you go up to 2/3, so it's the ideal spot is halfway between mid-scale and 2/3, but you can't camp there, so we say mid-scale to 2/3, Roger?
Can't camp there, so we say mid-scale to 2/3, Roger?
Roger. I'll be working with this probably over the next few days to make sure everything's working properly. Over.
Yes, sir. And you might check that microphone on the internet to see what the deal is with the compression, because I think it's giving you some extra compression that it really shouldn't be doing. Or that hopefully there would maybe be a way of turning it off or minimizing it, and that will, you could probably find that out on the internet. Roger, Roger?
Well, you could probably find that out on the internet. Roger, Roger?
Roger, I'll check it out and see what else, other settings I can use. Over.
Yes, sir, Bob. All right. Let me say 73 to you, sir, and if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording, and we'll have this recording uploaded to YouTube by noontime tomorrow. Roger?
This recording uploaded to YouTube by noontime tomorrow. Roger?
That's it, Roger. I really appreciate your help that you gave to me with this mic, and appreciate it very much, sir. Over.
Roger, Bob, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And we've got to get out of here. Boy, we've been a pumpkin for 15 minutes. So for all that participated, if you want to hear your audio, we have recorded and we will post it up on YouTube by noon tomorrow. Go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook will take you to this recording. So right now, I see by the clock on the wall, there's a dead fly. Ooh, and we got to get out of here. And we will be returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV Clear.